Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 2 Point Museum. I hope you're having a good one because I am so excited to be back. I have some plans, I have some ideas, and I have some hopes for this desert oasis museum. I'm hoping we can get some more exhibits in here. I'm hoping we can get exhibits from another theme. And so, without any further ado, let's get to it. Now, here's the thing. We don't have a lot of money right now, but I'm pretty sure we can make do even if we don't have a lot of money. And I'm going to try to immediately go in here and start working on a new building. I want to use this space down here and I want to start putting together some kind of prehistory museum. And I'd like to play around with the entire thing being built on sort of a one-way system. So my thinking is that while we're going to come down here and have this whole thing going on, I want to include this little area as well. And I don't think this is necessarily big enough for all of the exhibits I would want in here. So my thinking is we can expand sort of this way a little bit. I might come out a little bit here as well. Maybe a little bit further. I think something like this could kind of work because we are going to need room for bathrooms and staff rooms and things like that as well. And then basically we could potentially put the entrance to this place here, and we could potentially put another entrance to this place down here. So like a little 3 thing right there should be fine. So a door here, and then some one-way doors to direct people through the building in a very specific way. And that should be fine, right? That should be totally okay. I'm almost wondering if this door should be in here instead. I kind of feel like that would be a little bit better to have the door on that side, because then I can play with some grass and some decorations in front of it right here. So that's kind of my thinking. We can get one of these large doors here, and we can get one of those large doors here, which I think is great. And I'm kind of thinking I want to get some windows on all of this as well. So we'll do 1 here, we'll do 1 here, we'll do 2, we'll do 2, and we'll do 1 in the middle right there, and that'll be totally fine. We can get 2 next to each other right here, which seems great. And I think we can maybe skip on windows on the back because that's where a lot of the exhibits are going to go. But that doesn't mean we can skip on them in here. So we'll do a little something there, and we'll do a little something on this side as well. And that should be good for what's basically going to be our prehistory museum. And right away, I want to go in here and I want to create a new zone because I think it's going to be important that we do have all of our employees assigned to zones with this entire museum that we have going on. So this is going to be renamed to prehistory, and that should be totally fine. Now, we don't really need to assign anyone to it right now, but what I would like to do is go in here and actually, could I be so bold as to copy and paste the bathroom that we have already? I am pretty sure I absolutely could, because my thinking is it's going to live right about there, and that's totally fine. I can work with that as our little bathroom space. I'm also kind of thinking that it might not be a terrible idea to get a little wall in front of this so that the exhibits aren't sitting next to a door. So it might not be a bad idea to just do something like this, so that we have the bathroom kind of tucked away and we can have exhibits in all of this space. Now down here, I'm kind of thinking this is a little bit of a distance, so putting a staff room in there could be a good idea. I'm also thinking we don't have a staff room for the Botany building, which we might want to get, but for now, I'm not too concerned about it. Let's just copy and paste this existing staff room into this spot. And again, that should be totally fine. I don't think we need to put any kind of... I don't think we need to put a wall in front of this. I think it's totally fine to have a little staff door down there, and that should be good. So again, people can kind of loop around this corner, a bunch of exhibits down here, a bunch of exhibits across here. That should be fine. I think that'll absolutely work. The only thing we're missing at this stage is some kind of one-way system, and I think the way we're going to do that is relatively simple. Just a wall across here should be fine, and a wall across here should be fine, and we can go in with some one-way doors, which will go this way and will go this way. So you enter on the left, you exit on the right, you walk around, you see the exhibits, you do your thing, and that should be good. that should be fine. That's what we're looking for some kind of prehistory museum, I suppose. Okay, so I think this looks pretty good for our prehistory museum. I think the red's nice. I think the wood floor is nice. The bricks in the back wall is pretty good. And I used this for all the sections that are not really part of the exhibit because I think it stands out. So we have it on all of these walls back here as well. The only problem we have is we basically have no money, and I'm not thrilled about that, but we can probably still manage maybe to make this work. Now we are going to need someone that can deal with prehistory. Fortunately, we do have someone that can deal with prehistory. So we're going to hire you, and we're going to go into our zones and immediately assign you to that prehistory zone so that, you know, we can kind of deal with that. I would also like to hire someone for security. It might not be the worst idea in the world to get some camera rooms in here at some stage, but we'll go for you for the time being. And what I'd like to do is put you in the, you know what, the burgundy uniform. Seems like a great idea for you. And again, we're going to assign you to prehistory so that you're not really leaving that space. And then I guess we probably don't need any assistants, and we probably don't need janitors. We just need those two for prehistory for the time being. And I suppose we're at the point where we want to go get some kind of prehistory exhibit. So we'll take a little bit of a look here. Obviously, we have the bone belt, and I think we'll keep it relatively simple. I'm not super concerned about getting my hands on anything super fancy right now. Obviously, later down the line, we can get the sharpened tops skeleton. We actually have things down here we've never discovered before, which has me really, really interested in maybe going there at some stage. But for now, we'll keep it simple. We're going to go out to here and we'll go easy on it. So we'll send out Rob Radical. He's probably going to get injured, which isn't really great, but whatever. We'll give him some bonus XP. We'll go for a nice safe expedition. That's going to cost me a little bit of money, but I think this is going to be worth it because realistically, this is going to give us an exhibit from a third theme, which means that we are going to move forward with the science museum objective that we have. And so all things considered, this is probably for the best, and this is probably the right thing to do. I'm hoping we get a good exhibit, and I'm hoping I can make this place look really cool. I really do. I want this place to look really interesting. I want it to look really good. I'm hoping we can pull that off. Now, let's see what we have. He did get injured, which is totally fine. We got the disc fossil, which I'm totally fine with. It's epic, which is great. So we'll go ahead and place it into this space. And I'm thinking for now, I'm going to keep it relatively simple. I'm going to go for like here, which gives us our third exhibit. I've already forgotten your voice, which is fine. Again, I think it was the high-pitched sort of version of the other guy. While you were opening the new museum, I was finding my old Bungle keycard. See, we're both helping. The security clearance should take you all the way to the allotment labs. Bring back one of those sickly pairs for analysis. Okay. So we need to unlock Bungle Security Door 1. Find and analyze a sickly pair. Turn a quarterly profit over $750. We have the buzz thing. We need some perks. That'll be all right. Let's just make this place look a little bit more interesting. So my thinking here is that it would be nice to put some tiles around this exhibit. I don't know if that's something we urgently need to do or urgently want to do. I don't know if that, see, that to me just doesn't really work. So I think for now, we're just going to keep this simple and maybe go through with, I don't know, some kind of little railing in here could at least look kind of cool. Maybe just a little something like this. And if we go all the way down, we want to go to this window and maybe do a little something there, just so it kind of opens up in the same way on either side. I don't really know. I don't really think it matters too much. We have got $50,000 though, which is great. So let's try and decorate around this guy just a little bit to make it a little bit more appealing. Now for the buzz bonus, it needs to be near hanging amber. We can totally make that happen. We'll put some hanging amber, I guess, directly, actually, you know what? Just slightly behind it. Seems like a good place. Just kind of light it up a little bit. That should be fine. We can mount a fossil on the wall behind it as well. And I think we'll do a glass info stand, maybe just a slightly smaller one right here for now. I'm also going to put one down here even though I know it's not going to be used, because again, that gives us a little bit of symmetry here. And we can go in with this decal as we usually do. And I can do 1, 2, 3, 4 of those underneath there just to boost the decoration a little bit, which is totally fine. And it would be nice to max this out just a little bit. What else could I do in here? We have got some rocks that we can play with. I think maybe a rock in that back corner would be kind of cool. That seems to have helped a little bit. Maybe another rock just here would be kind of cool as well. And I think that did it. It's 35 of 35, which is great. So that's going to bring some people in. Obviously, they're going to have to sort of go the long way to get out of here. But as we get our hands on more exhibits, that should be totally fine. I like this. The only thing we're missing, of course, as I usually do forget, is a donation stand. So I think in this case, the donation stand is going to go... Do I want to say down in this corner? I think down in this corner for now is totally fine. I also want to come through here and just take out all of the path that we have going around here, because currently it's all a little bit unnecessary and none of it's in a particularly good spot. So all of that can kind of go away. This bit of path right here, I would like to bring out like this, take it down to that door, and then we'll surround it in the same way we have elsewhere. So we can kind of do this. So you can, that's not the same type of path at all. We want to go with this guy instead. So it all connects around really nicely, which it now does. I think that looks fine. And then for this side over here, we can do pretty much the same thing. We'll bring this over, bring this down. We can connect all of this straight through and then just put the tiles down the middle like that. And I think that looks pretty good. I do like it. I'll probably put some trees in there at some point when we have a little bit more money. But for now, that's a decent little setup. And then I guess for all of this, we can kind of do similar. Although I'm thinking it might not be a terrible idea. I don't really think people use the paths all that much, so I don't really need to do this. But I want to do this, and so I'm going to do this. I'm thinking we need a path that sort of goes around this museum and also connects these guys together. So how exactly do I want to do that, given that we have these helicopters? I think, first and foremost, sell you, because that's a little bit of free money. And I think we can move this helicopter just right up into that corner. Seems like a great place for it. So we'll sort of bring it into that space, and that'll be fine. This one, I think we could have just sort of facing the other helicopter. We can actually put them really, really close together, which is not the worst thing in the world. But I think they're going to just live up in that space. And then all of this, I mean, this could all be expanded. This could all be an expansion of this part of the museum, which it probably should be. But for now, I want some paths in there. I want it to look a certain way. So that's sort of what I'm going to be going for. And I guess the easiest way to figure this all out would be to take away the parts of the path that we're just not using right now. So all of this is basically going to go away. All of this is going to go away. We can take away a good amount of this side, and we'll take away pretty much all of this as well. We'll redo the entire surface of the entire museum is what we're going to do here. Okay, so even though the paths don't really get used, I do think this looks a fair bit better than what we had before. I did take out the trees as well because I figured why not? And for the most part, I like this. We have the helicopters in their own little space. We also have another prehistory expedition going out just to expand this space a little bit, and hopefully we can do that sooner than later, which we absolutely can. Let's take a look at what we got. We got a helix fossil, which, I mean, it's only great, but you know what? I'm sort of okay with that. We'll go ahead and throw this guy pretty much next to the other one, which is totally fine. It's maxed out on decoration as well because it's near its fossil decoration, which is great. And so that's another exhibit for prehistory. I'm pretty sure our prehistory expert did, yeah, he did get injured a little bit there. So we're not going to be sending him out just right away, but that's all right. Do we have any perks that we can install? We do not. Now that's interesting. I guess we don't have an analysis machine, which, yeah, I guess that checks out. Let's go to this building then, and let me do a little something like this is what I'm thinking. And I'm almost tempted to go a little bit further with this for good reason. because I want to turn the workshop around. I want to move this room so it faces that way. So people can still see in there, but the access to the workshop is going to be in this space, which I think is going to be a little bit better for us. And then I can put an analysis room in here and just turn that into like a little staff wing of the museum. Eventually, this will probably become an area for some exhibits, but just for now, we'll make it a little staff wing in the museum, and I think that should be fine. I'm also wondering if there's a way I could make this a little better than what I'm doing here, because I realize I'm going to have some extra space down here, unless I just make the workshop, or whatever it is, the analysis room, bigger. I could just do this with it. I'd also like to, I'd really like that door to be kind of turned around a little bit, but you know what? We'll just do this is what we'll do. We'll put the analysis machine. Can I get 2 of those? They're 25,000. You know what? I don't need 2 of those. We're going to just stick with 1 of those is what we're going to do. We'll put this little guy down in that corner, which is fine. We'll put the console thing for this, I want to say here, just because I think it's going to look cool. I don't know if I can do or need 2 of these. I really have no idea. So we'll just do this because I think that looks even cooler. We can do a county map up in the wall here. And we have the $5,000 servers, which I am not willing to spend that much money on servers right now. That seems like a really, really bad idea. So we'll just do a couple of filing cabinets like that, and that'll be fine for the analysis room for the time being. At the very least, it will work, and that's all I really need it to do. And I think that looks cool. I think having a little staff wing back here is a nice touch. I would like to go in and just sort of paint that space a little bit, because I think it makes sense that it would be it'd be painted up slightly differently. And then the floor, we can go for the dimpled blue. I think that looks pretty good for like a little staff area back there, and I'm okay with that. So that means people can't get access to those rooms. I mean, they never do, but it also means I can analyze things, which is equally important. And you know, I suppose we could go in here and start working on some more science. We could get one of these guys and just analyze it. That would be a choice, I suppose. So let's start working on you, and we'll see how that goes. We have another injury on you, which is really unfortunate, but we'll open this crate as well and see that we got another disc fossil. It is pristine though, which is really, really good. So we'll go ahead and place it. I don't know if I want to get rid of the original one. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I want to clear it out or analyze it or what I'd like to do. I think for now, maybe we just fill up this space, and then eventually we start taking exhibits out. We analyze them. We put new ones in there. I think that'll be fine. I'd also like to see, are you connected to all 3 exhibits? You absolutely are. Are you connected to all 3 exhibits? You absolutely are. That's good. That's what we're looking for. You can go down there and donate, which would be hugely appreciated. And I guess we could go in here with some benches just while we're in the neighborhood. So let's go for, I really like these plank benches. I'm going to be honest. I think they look really, really good. So 1 right there. We'll do 2 like this. We'll do 1 in the middle. We'll do another 2. I said another 2, and 1 right there in front of the window. And I think that looks good. I like that a lot. I think it's a pretty good look. And I also noticed we have the sprinkler pump. So annoyingly, oh, we could analyze it. Can I put perks on you guys? I actually can. So we can do this. We'll put a built-in speaker on you. We will do anti-rust on you, and we will put a built-in speaker on you. And that'll be the 3 perks that we need to do for our objective down here. And then I guess we just, if I analyze this, what does it do? Invalid room. I actually can't analyze it. Okay. Well, that's good to know. We'll just keep it in our inventory, and that'll be all right. I guess what we do then is start working on things like survey scanners and maybe drills as well. I do think survey scanners would be really useful, given that we do want to start going to different prehistory places, right? We do have that one where we never got anything from, so I think that makes sense. I'm also not sure if we're actually making all that much money. It does say 2,000 in monthly profit, but it really doesn't feel like it. Now, in other news, I would like to start training my staff just a little bit. We have Layla, who is working in the gift shop. So I think Layla should be trained in customer service. I think that makes a lot of sense. If we go back, we're going to have to keep going in and out of these menus, which is really, really annoying, but that's totally fine. You guys are working at the ticketing booth, so we're going to train you in level 2 of accomplished admission, because I think that's going to be very good for you, and you'll level up eventually, and we'll do the same thing. My janitors are fine. My security guards, I want to say that strolling surveillance is really good for everybody, but I also think that I would like one of you to be able to go into the camera room. We don't have a camera room, but when we get one, I think it would be really good to have one of you in there. So Lloyd Peters, we're going to get you trained in being able to do that. And then my experts, I mean, none of you are really trained in anything except for this guy. What do I want you to do? What do I need them to do is probably the better question. Let's have a little bit of a look at the expedition map and see what we're dealing with, because we needed to go down to here, Bungle Burrows, which requires the key card and a level 3 science expert. So if we set up that expedition, we can autofill with you. If we sent somebody with analysis, we would remove this event. Unfortunately, the only person with analysis currently is our prehistory expert, so I'm not super worried about it. We'll just send you, and I guess you're probably going to get injured, which is fine. So we'll go ahead and set that up. We'll go ahead and send it out, and I guess that's just what we're going to be doing. We can see what we need from my experts once we unlock this place, once we clear this obstruction, because we have sometimes, you know, the need for survey skills or survival skills or whatever it happens to be called. I would rather train them in stuff that they need, even though I like giving them survey skills. I mean, don't get me wrong, maybe it would be worth, well, even then, I don't know if we do need survey skills, because a lot of the places we're going to with the Botany guys, we've already done a lot of stuff there. But I guess, you know what, I think one of the experts in each field being trained in survey skills is probably fine. And that says to me that it might not be a bad idea to hire another prehistory expert, which I think I'm going to do. And I think we'll go in and immediately assign you to the prehistory zone, which is all right. And then I guess we train you in survey skills, which is going to be good, because obviously we are going to be sending people out to that place that we haven't discovered anything yet. So that's fine. How much is a survey scanner? 2,500. Let's start that project. And we've unlocked the allotment labs. Okay. What do we have in this crate? We have staff XP. All right. The map now has this place, which is great. Rewards will be edible plants. Okay. Okay. All right. That's fine. And we need to send some botany experts, which is good because we already have those. So you're being trained. Oh no, this is what I was talking about. We need someone with survival skills. Otherwise there is a non-zero chance that they go missing in action. So Camilla, before we do anything else, we are going to go in and we are going to say that Camilla is going to be trained in survival skills, because I'm not willing to lose anybody. That's absolutely not happening. Oh, that's a problem. One of the exhibits caught fire. It's fortunately been put out super quickly, but that was, yeah, it's a little bit problematic. Everyone's kind of freaking out, but oh, that one's on fire as well. How did this happen? Oh my God. Okay, so they both caught fire at the same time. That's concerning. It's a really bad time for the health and safety inspector to come by as well. That's, yeah, that's not good in the slightest. I'll tell you what we should do. You can do mechanics, which is great, but I'm almost tempted to say that getting another janitor that can do fire resistance might be a good idea. So I think we're going to give that a shot is what we're going to do. We're going to get you sorted in fire resistance just to be safe. And then now that training's done for that other expert, I'm pretty sure we can go here and we can send you, which means no one's going missing in action. I am inclined to send a survey scanner as well, which might not be a bad idea for the plus 55, although there's only one thing we can find here. So maybe a survey scanner is not necessary. We'll do the bonus XP instead, because as much as I want to get higher quality versions of this thing, it is listed as an edible plant, which makes me think that this isn't necessarily going to be something that we display. It's also part of this quest to find and analyze the sickly pear. So again, we're not going to be displaying it. We're going to be analyzing it. And I suppose while we're doing this, let's go back to the bone belt. Let's go back to here because we've yet to get our hands on a star fossil or a honeybee. And I would like to do that. So we'll send you as we do. And I don't think we need survey scanners because this place is maxed out. We'll just give you bonus XP, which is fine. And we'll go detailed. We'll do 14 days on this one just to see how it goes. And hopefully it's going to go well. Hopefully we can get those exhibits in here. Hopefully we can make this place really, really appealing for everybody. And I'm also thinking it might not be a bad idea. I'm going to take out this central bench and I'm going to put one of the large donation bins in here. I'm also kind of wanting to put little railings in this space as well. Just like a little railing right there and a little railing right there. I don't like that people are like walking behind the benches. It's just slightly bothering me. So I think that'll be totally fine. We can maybe do some decorations in here just to sort of give the place a little bit of little something, maybe like a banner right in this corner would be why that railing's there. I don't really know. And then up at this end of things, we can do sort of the same thing. We'll do a banner like there and that'll be totally fine. That's why we've got that. So this is coming in from Greasy Fields. Let's take a look at what we got. We got the Helix fossil, which I think we already had, but sure. I guess we got a pristine version of it now, which is totally fine. We'll go ahead and put it there. It is not all that well decorated, unfortunately, so we will have to deal with that. And you know what? I almost want to send out that expedition again. Just right away, go straight back out there and we'll see what happens is what you're going to do. That'll be, that'll be totally fine. Also super low on money, which still has me really concerned, but we'll manage. What's in this crate? I'm assuming it's the sickly pear, which we do need to analyze. So we want to place this and then we want to throw it straight into the analysis machine, since that's something that the current objective or the current mission, whatever it is, quest, definitely not quest. Quest is not, it's not the word for what we're doing in this game, but that's all right. What do you need for your bonus? Fossil decal. Okay. We already have that, which is great. I guess we just need to do, we do have this. We do have that dragonfly, which is very cool. Could we put that like here? Does that make sense down there? I don't think, what's on fire now? Oh my God. How did this happen? How did this happen again? Every time. Oh my God. You know what? Let's take this banner out of here. Let's put this dragonfly in that corner. It doesn't contribute. Oh, hello. That's not ideal. Does that work? Yeah, that works. It doesn't add to the decoration of this guy at all, but it is a much better spot for the dragonfly. So that's where it's going to live. And then I guess what we'll do is put these banners in between the benches, since that gives us a little bit of bonus decoration for this guy, which is great. 4 of 5 is not terrible. I think we'll just put this on the wall behind it to bring that up a little bit. And I suppose that's fine. It's a bit of a repeating pattern that we have going on, but it should be all right. Although it doesn't have info on that thing, and donations are not coming in from that guy either. So, well, actually, I say that. They totally are, which is great. So we're not going to worry too much there. Where do I want to put the info for them, though? Maybe these back walls. So there and there. I suppose that's fine. Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's totally fine. This thing's still on fire. We'll not worry too much about it. I think we've got it sorted out, which is great. This thing, do we have anyone that can analyze things? What are we looking for here? We're going to be looking for specifically a botany expert. Can I send you in there? Can you do that without? Can you go in there, since that's not in your, it's not within your zone? I don't know, now that I think about it. Is that going to be a problem not having the, oh wait, who are you? You're not a botany expert, you're a science expert. Oh man. Do I need to take this out of like a specific zone or something? Are the zones going to mess with me, or am I just being an idiot? So it's just hit me why these things keep catching fire, and it's because we don't have any science experts that can come into this space to fix them or maintain them, which means the zoning idea that I had for everything kind of falls apart, which is slightly frustrating because I did set up a zone in here. I did make this science zone, which is great, but I think we're going to have to unassign both the science guys from that zone, unfortunately. And I think we're also going to have to unassign Carl Custard from the botany zone, which is really annoying, and possibly one of you guys as well. We'll keep one, you know what? We'll keep one assigned to each space and then one not assigned, because what that should do now is let us go and, I guess, have Carl actually work the analysis room, which is what we've been struggling to do. So he's going in there, which is great. That's going to sort out that particular thing that we have to do. That's going to sort out that particular objective. And I guess while we're here, let's have a look at what we got from this. We got another disc fossil, of course we did. All right. Well, it's it's nothing too crazy or fancy, but it will do the job. It needs to be near a fossil decal, which, well, I mean, we know how to do that. We know how to use these fossil decals to our advantage at this stage. There we go. And I guess we'll also do another one of these guys, just hanging from right about there. Should be good. So that's a lot of buzz for those, which is great. We've also got the starflower, which I'm completely fine with. Interesting. Analysis suggests there isn't anything wrong with the sickly pears. Opening the facility's water valve should get things moving again and flush the Oasis clean, though it won't be easy to get through the plants. Here's the blueprint for some plant camouflage. Stealth for plants, by plants, whatever. The workshop project requires mulch, but it will help you make it safe and unimpaired to the water valve. Okay. The mulch-o-matic is a custom contraption that can turn botany exhibits into mulch. Mulch is a valuable material that can be used in the workshop to create special cargo items and other equipment. Mulch can only be made from botany exhibits. Finally, a use for all those dead and unwanted plants. Okay. So we have unlocked a lot of things. We need to make and display a mulch-o-matic in the workshop, place a botany exhibit in the mulch-o-matic to produce mulch, make plant camouflage in the workshop, and complete an expedition to the water valve. Okay. There's a lot of things to unpack there. There's a lot of things to do there, but that's fine. Totally okay with doing that. It seems like we're making some money now as well, so I'd really like to continue sending out these expeditions. I would love to get my hands on one of the other things. So we'll do the detailed expedition here. And then I guess when it comes to everything else, we are going to need some botany exhibits. So we could continue heading back out here for these guys. We never quite discovered things down this way. We do admittedly have the experts necessary to go down to non-wood, which I'm not against doing. We are probably going to get injured, but I'm okay with that. I think we can make that work. Let's also do a survey scanner down here. We'll go detailed. 60 days is a long time, but 130% on this is great. And we are either going to get bones or a plant. And it's going to be a plant that we've never seen before. So I'm going to start that. We'll get it going. That is going to be slightly problematic for these guys because both of my prehistory experts are heading out, but one of them's going for much longer than the other. So it should be fine. We should be all right doing that. So when it comes to the Greasy Fields expedition, we got another helix fossil. Okay. All right. I'm starting to get a little sick of seeing those. I'm not going to lie. But what we can do is take this one. We'll lift it out of there. We'll put it in the analysis machine and we'll put the pristine one into that space at the very least. So it's a little bit more interesting to have this in here. And we're also going to start analyzing these things, which we haven't really done with the prehistory stuff before. So that's fine. That's totally fine. I am really, really sick of getting the same exhibits, but I like this space. I think it looks cool, which is great. We also have another one of my experts leveling up. So you know what? I don't know if the science experts need survey skills. That's kind of the problem that I have. I really don't know if they need survey skills because they don't the science stuff, like we're making stuff, right? We're not necessarily discovering stuff. So I'm going to not train you for a little bit and we'll see how that goes. I'm also thinking it might be an idea to get a tour set up in here because tours tend to make some pretty decent money. So I'm kind of wondering, we have this space over here. We have this space in here as well, actually. Could I set up a little tour and get good money from it? I'd like to find out. So I'm going to just sort of go around and, you know, I'm realizing this is perfect. That's great. We do need to discover things for this and we do need to discover things for this. So it might actually be worth doing survey skills for my science experts. So you know what? Let's go to you. Let's do survey skills. We'll see how that goes. Now that I think about it, these don't rely on survey skills. They become pristine by finding all the parts. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. We're not going to worry about it. Have we found anything here? That's the orderly cog. That's the metal. That's great. Down here is the sprinkler pump. We haven't discovered that perk. I don't really care for finding a perk right now. I would like to go back out here is what I would like to do. We don't have any experts available currently because obviously they're in training and one of them's not back yet. So you know what? It's fine. Totally fine. I'd also like to clean up all of this. This place is filthy. My janitors are really starting to struggle a little bit, but you know what? We'll not worry about it. Ooh. Okay. Produces an eye-watering stench, but has lots of other less titular qualities. Okay. It's epic, which is great. We'll send that to our inventory. And somehow I need to display it in here. I think we need to rearrange the space. I like this archway, but I just think it's, we don't really have the room for it. So we'll get rid of it. We'll do this as well. Take out these benches. And I guess we're going to just sort of redo the floor in here as well, which is fine. We can make that work. And then we can just put the stink plant front and center. It's going to be the first thing you smell coming in here is the old stink plant. And that'll be great. We will obviously need to deal with temperature and things like humidity. So let's do I'm hoping I can get away with a small mister right there. And I don't really need one over there, but I want the symmetry, which is fine. This guy is nicely decorated, which is great. It's going to be connected to, I would assume, these guys, which is also great. So you know what I'd like to do? I want to move this bin down to here. And I want to move this bin down to here. And I kind of want to put more info displays in here. I think it would be kind of nice to have just an info display right there and an info display right about there as well. And that seems good. That's another botany exhibit, which is great. That's one we haven't seen before, which is also great. And I suppose we are probably going to want to get more of those because we do need to make the mulch thing and we do need to throw botany exhibits in there. Now, speaking of the Mulch-O-Matic, it is 7,500. We can technically afford that, although that's, I'm asking a lot there. I'm asking a lot. We don't have much money left and it's really starting to concern me, but you know what? It's fine. I'm also noticing that this is the objective we need to do to get 1 star on this museum. So oh man, I guess this is what we're doing. How have you got stuck in there? Oh no, wait, are you good? You're good now. Okay. Fair enough. Oh, we're really genuinely nearly broke. Okay. That's a little bit worrying. Hopefully the tour sorts that out. I'm really, really hoping the tour sorts that out. We do have security assigned to each one of our buildings, which means that we should be collecting money relatively quickly, which we're sort of doing. Hopefully we can continue to do that. I really, really don't want to fail this museum. It'd be kind of embarrassing. Oh, now this is interesting. We have unlocked the primordial soup kitchen, which is neat. That gives us access to staff XP, which I guess is fine. That's a way to level these guys up. It's going to be kind of expensive to do that, so we're not going to. We also have this place down here. We need to display 4 complete dinosaur bones to get to must end. So again, not going to be doing that anytime soon, but it's cool that we have new things, I suppose. I'm not going to complain too much about it. We have some preserved history down here, as well as some fossils that we don't we don't yet have, which we probably should get our hands on. We should probably start working on some of these bigger exhibits as well. But with how little, oh, by the way, the museum's on fire, but that's all right. It happens. Health inspection, museum fire, you know, name a better duo. You can't, you just can't. So I've been putting off these exhibit showcases for a while, and I'm not really too sure why, because it's free money if we manage to do well with it. So I figure it's probably about time that we take one of these showcases and we do something with it. So I figure we can put it up in here somewhere. I don't really know where exactly. Maybe just like here for now would be an interesting spot. Like if it's right there, it is nicely decorated, which is what it has to be. It just needs to exist for a while and that'll be fine. As long as it doesn't get stolen, I'm going to get $20,000 for that exhibit showcase. And that's something we kind of need right now. That's something we desperately need right now. We do have $37,000. And the reason we're now making money is because I did increase the ticket price, which it seems that guests are happy with. So I'm going to go up to $125 for the ticket and just see if that's something we can do. The guests, I think, are enjoying the variety of the museum. I'm going to assume that's what they're enjoying, and I'm going to assume that I'm enjoying the money that we're now making. So, you know, that's kind of works across the board for me. Bad value. I'll bring that down to 100 again. You know what? $100 fair value. That's fine by me. That's totally fine by me. Let's have a look here. So 6,200 monthly. That's great. We have captured people. That's ominous. That's a little ominous. I don't know if we should be capturing people, but that's apparently what we're doing. And you know what I'd also like to do? I'd like to modify this building. This episode's coming on a little bit. We're getting towards the end of it, but I'd like to modify this building, and I would like to go ahead and start. I think that's a great place for a door right there. I'd like to change the layout of these exhibits just a little bit and start making room for more exhibits in here. So this is 3 of the same thing, right? It's just different tiers of the same exhibit. So I want to say it can live right down in this corner. And then the second one can just go ahead and live right next to it. And the third one can go ahead and live right next to that. So that's a nice little spot for those exhibits. I think that's good. My tour guide is going to be slightly disappointed that he now has to cover a bit more distance. And I'm ever so slightly forgetting about the fact that I have to have the tour guide do that. I'm pretty sure the tour is part of where we're making money, but you know what? We'll manage is what we'll do. We will absolutely somehow, some way make this work. We'll get some windows there. I think that looks fine. My staff area has been slightly messed up here as well, which I may have forgotten about as being a thing. I think I have a way that can make this work. Get rid of that thing. Let me pick up this room. We're going to rotate it back this way, and that's all right. And then delete the staff door. We can remove that wall, and we can probably do something like this, right? Does that... Oh, can that not go in front of that wall or that door? That's a shame. I guess I could rotate it back around and just sort of move. Hold on. This actually was fine the way it was, wasn't it? I can just sort of pick you up, put you back there, and then we'll just put the staff door down there and that'll be fine. I don't know why I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. That's fine right there. That does the job. That's our little staff space, I guess is what it is. Get rid of you. And that's okay. It does give us all of this space to play with, which is great. So this guy can be moved into sort of the middle of the room a little bit, which I am also totally okay with. I like the idea of it being right there. I think that's pretty cool. And then we have this thing, which I guess can sort of stay over there. I think that's totally a fine spot for it. All right, so slight change of plan. I've moved everything around a little bit in here because I want this guy to be up here, just a little bit out of the way, but I can put some decorations around it. I can put some info around it. I think that'll be better. We have room back here for a camera room, which needs to be 3x2, so it fits really perfectly in that space. We can do a camera desk thing right back there, and we can totally expand on this at some point if that's a thing we decide we want to do. So I'll put the alarm down there. We can do a security screen on that back wall because I think that looks pretty good. We can do some security monitors on that wall because I think that looks pretty good, and maybe there as well just because it looks interesting. Maybe a security light just here and here, and we'll do some security fuel in the middle there with some supplies just next to it if I can, which I can't, so that's totally fine. That's going to be our security room though. And in terms of the design, I think we're just going to bring the dimpled blue floor from the hallway into there. And then the walls on this can be marble blue. I really like the dark sort of blue look for the security room. I think it looks pretty good. I would also like to just grab this wall that we have out here and just bring it across the front of it, and that'll be totally fine. That's gonna be our security space. Now, obviously, this whole setup here is a little bit messy, but we're slowly managing to bring everything together. I think this thing is gonna be pretty cool if we just put it here. So it's obviously kind of, you know, looking at everything else. It kind of gives us a bit more of an open floor to play with, which I am fine with. And now we just need to put info in here. We need to put donation stands in here, all that good stuff. So an info board right there and right there seems like a fantastic addition. All of this over on this side can be taken away, including that donation bin and you as well, I suppose. And then we just need probably a little bit more info in here. So an info board on this wall and an info board on that wall seems like a fantastic idea. As for donations, I could just do one big donation bin in the middle of the floor. It's very tempting to do that, but I always think it looks kind of silly. It looks a little weird just having this giant donation stand in the middle of the floor. Although admittedly, if I put it here, that covers absolutely every exhibit in this room, which might be a bit much, all things considered. That might not actually be a great idea. So we'll go for here. So this one's covered. Those guys have sort of an extra one to go to. And then this one is covering this exhibit, which I guess is fine. That seems all right. That seems like a lot of information that's on display there. And then the last thing I'd like to do before we decorate is I'd like to go in here with some carpet. And I kind of want to use this teal carpet underneath a lot of this. I'm not really too sure how I'm going to make this work just yet, but I think some teal carpet underneath some of this could be kind of cool. I think that looks neat, even if it's a little subtle, but I think it looks kind of neat. I think these guys could have a little bit of teal carpet going on underneath as well. And then up this way, this guy is just going to be, we'll just surround it. We don't need to do the entire thing. I think that looks good. I think just as far as, you know, a little bit of different color in there, I think that's pretty cool. This could maybe have, do I want to do like a whole thing under this? I am not too sure that I do. I do really like that teal though. It's a really, really nice color. And there we go. We have ourselves a new layout for this part of the museum. I think it looks a lot better than what we had before, which is very good. I like this a lot. I think it's a pretty good improvement. And I also noticed that I can actually go in here and change the style of some of these decorations. So that's how we have these different lights in here. That's how we have a different look for this little flower that we have here as well. And for these pipes, we can change those too. So this, I like this. I think this is a lot better than what we had before. It's a lot more condensed, which keeps everybody together. I like it a lot. And it gives me more room for more exhibits if that's something that we end up having in this space, which admittedly we need the Multromatic, which is going to require some of the whirly cogs. So before we wrap things up for today, we need to go back to Bungle Burrows. We need to go back to not you, but you, and we need to send some people out to make this happen. So we're going to send out some XP. We're going to say detailed just so we can get maybe a little bit more XP. And I guess we can then go back to the bone belt. And I kind of want to go down here. I do. We've never been to Carrion Trail. I kind of want to go there. I also kind of want these skeletons. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really too sure what I want right now. We could go here actually and get these to be pristine. So maybe that's what we do. I don't know if it matters though, because these both get built into pristine things. They're full skeletons, right? So sure. We'll go out here. We'll see what happens. We're probably going to run into this problem, but that's all right. Let's go detailed and sure. 20 days. That's all right. We can absolutely make that work. I don't know if we have any, do we have any security that can deal with, we do. So Lloyd Peters, you can deal with cameras and you are, I mean, you could go work in there. I don't think we actually have any cameras in the museum right now though. So maybe it wouldn't be such a bad idea to get a few of those. Can I put one between those windows? I absolutely cannot. I can put one back here though, which doesn't seem like a terrible idea. Can I squeeze one into that corner as well? I absolutely can. I want to put a camera there. I think that's a good place for one. And I think this is also going to be a good place for one. So we have a little bit of overlap. I don't know that we need one in that corner. And then for the rest of this, I really don't know where I need to put cameras. Can I get one? I can get one here, I suppose. I can get one here as well. And then down this way, I guess sort of like behind this one exhibit should be totally fine. And that'll be all right. I would imagine that's going to be enough cameras for now. I don't want to overdo it. That's sort of the last thing I want to do. And then I suppose we want to get ourselves another security guard, right? So if we get like Henry Dork might be the best shout. So if I hire Henry and I go to Lloyd and say, you don't do the camera room, he is trained to do it. Admittedly. Would it be better to fire you actually and hire someone else that I can train to just be, you know what? Let's do that. Yeah, sure. We're going to fire you and I'm going to hire someone else because I can train them to do what I want to do. So I'm going to get you and then we'll go and say that you are only going to do, so you're not doing security chair. It doesn't really matter. We're going to train you in strolling surveillance. We're also going to set you into the noir uniform because that's what we're using for the science part of the museum. And then if we go in here, I want to set you to the science part of the museum because then you're going to be in here with Lloyd and Lloyd is going to be set to do camera stuff is my thinking. So yeah, we'll get you on that is what we're going to do. And that should be fine. Hopefully Lloyd's going to go and like immediately do that. We can also go and immediately manage this zone and make sure all of this is included, make sure that this is included as well. And that seems good. We have an expedition back here, which is going to give us the whirly cogs that we needed, which means we can head over here and start working on the Mulchomatic, which is $7,500. We also got our hands on a little something from Rib Row, which in this case is going to be the Boldadillo skeleton, which is totally fine. So we'll go ahead and grab you and put it over, I want to say in here for the bigger skeletons. I think that makes the most sense. So right about there seems good. We are going to need to decorate around it just a little bit, which we can absolutely do nice and quickly. The same way we always do. We're going to throw a bunch of decals underneath it because it's such a cheesy way to do that. It is such a cheesy way to do that. And it needed to be near one of those decals for its buzz bonus as well, which is amazing. We'll put this guy just sort of over the back of it. We can do, let's see. Do I want another prehistory dragonfly? Is that a little something we can just sort of sneak in there? I think that's kind of cool. I do like that being back there. That seems kind of fun. And then maybe, I don't know, a rock back in the corner is another thing we can do. Just a rock right there. Be another rock sort of next to it. Would be a fun addition to the space. People like rocks, right? I like rocks. They're kind of cool. So we'll do something like this. And then finally, we can go in with an info display, which I'm going to put down here. It's a little bit out of the way, but that's all right. I can squeeze one in there as well, which is totally fine. And that seems good. That's going to be our Boldadillo is what it's going to be once we get, you know, all the parts of it. Oh, I'm an idiot. I already got the Mulchomatic because of course I did. Of course I did. All right, let's sell one of them because they're kind of worthwhile. And let's place this one down into this space, I suppose, is what we're going to do with it. I think that's pretty good looking. And then can I put some carpet around it? Is that something we can pull off here? I'm not 100% sure that it's going to look all that good, but we're going to do this. And then I would like to grab this guy and just sort of cut off the corners is my thinking. I don't know that that's going to be possible in that back corner, but you know what? That's totally fine. We'll do this right here just to tidy that up. We'll grab you and put a little bit of that back in here. And I guess that looks okay. I guess that looks fine. It is going to need some decoration. It is going to need some info around it, but we can totally make that happen. We'll do this on the back wall. We'll do this next to it as well. We can do some of these lights around it, which kind of look interesting. We'll go for, let's go for this one again, because I think it looks pretty good. Although I'm not 100% sure where I want to put it. Maybe like this would be the way to go for this thing. And then we need maybe some banners at the back. Could be kind of fun just to fill in those corners a little bit, which is hopefully something we can do. It absolutely is. That's 5 of 5 in the decoration. And then for the info boards, I would assume this thing's not going to be connected to any. So we'll do an info board right there. And that seems totally fine. That seems like everything we would need. All we need to do now is place a botany exhibit in here, and we're basically good. But you know what I think? I think we're going to be good to leave it there for today. There is still a little bit of work to be done with this museum. There's obviously a lot of this map that we can probably expand out into as well. There's a lot of stuff we need to go and get from expeditions. I want a lot more prehistory in here. I want more science. I want more botany as well. So the botany building is probably going to need to expand a little bit, but I really like how this museum's coming together. I'm feeling a lot better about it today than I was in the last episode, so hopefully you are as well. Either way, that's going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been an absolute pleasure as always, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.